Hi, Kris. Can you take us through what you were seeing on the bench when you made that challenge on the first goal, and do you have any?
I challenge that any day. Actually, challenge it. I was on the bench. I was even looking at it again. I was getting ready for my next lines, and I see her fall in. Told he was tripped. So I feel that play happen again, I would challenge it. I feel what I've seen through the NHL this year, and this year on the challenges, the goaltender interference, that I have a lot of confidence in challenge that again.
Staying that same road, Derek.
Hey, Kris, we've talked about Mattias Ekholm and how you weren't sure if you were going to get him for the playoffs, and now he comes back, plays 25 minutes tonight, scores a massive goal for you guys. Can you just maybe give a thought on how big it is to have him back in the lineup for your group?
Mattias is so important to our team. Here's a guy that's been on the power play, penalty kill, and that's probably the biggest area that we've missed him on the penalty kill, but also just a steady defender, whether it's playing against other teams' top lines, helping contribute some offense, moving the puck out well. He's such a smart hockey player, but hard to play against. He's heavy. It's tough to get to the net, tough to beat him. Very rarely makes mistakes. So tonight, Eki is good at scoring goals, and offensive numbers would be much higher if we had him on the first unit power play, but he's not needed there. But in other situations, he would, or other teams, he's probably in that situation. But anyways, we're very fortunate to be playing long enough that he had the opportunity to come back, and obviously, when he's healthy, we welcome with open arms.
Left side, front row.
Kris, Kasperi Kapanen talked about how he thought that this could have been his last chance when he came to Edmonton. What have you seen from him? What did you see before? What did the organization like about him, and what has he given you?
Well, there's a player that we were interested in last July, hoping that, there's a player that we liked how he played, the speed, tenacity, can play with skilled players, and, just never had a really good fit. And, through the regular season, he had some ups and downs and just wasn't able to play well enough to really gain some momentum. Not that he was ever bad, but, we always wanted more from him. And, since we inserted him back in the lineup in that Vegas series, he has been playing exactly what we needed. He's been making plays, scoring goals. Tonight, get 2 assists. We've had him on the ice the last minute of games. He's been making some big hits. He's been doing everything, and you want those. He's got all the tools. He's a skilled player. He's a tremendous shot. He's strong. He's very fast. And tonight and throughout the playoffs, he's been playing with a lot of confidence, and he's been helping our team a lot.
Right side, front row.
So there's clearly segments of that game where your team's being challenged by their structure and then vice versa, kind of back and forth. For a head coach in an opening game of a series like that, how much of it is a bit of an information overload, and how tough does your job get trying to figure out the things that they challenge you going forward?
Yeah, you could look at every single play and area of the game and what they do in this situation. What do they do here? What does this line do? What does that deep pair do? And really, that information is good, but how much can you use it? How much can you apply in the game? And probably the more you're giving the players, the more of a detriment you are for the players, just because it's information overload, and it ends up being paralysis by analysis, where it's important that the players have the bare minimums. What do they need to know to play at their best? And if you're giving them so much information, the game's not easy to play. It's not free. They're thinking too much, and it should be, playing on their instincts. So obviously there's some things tonight that we'll address that we think that'll help us going forward. But I think it's most important that coaches just set some guidelines, give some parameters, let the players play, because ultimately that's the most important thing, is that they're playing freely.
Left side, front row.
Yeah, Kris, in terms of the quality of the matchup of this series, overtime in game 1, and they own the second, you own the third, puck over glass in the end is perhaps the moment that decides the game. But in terms of each team and how dominant you've been on your road here, is is there a chance that we're seeing what this series is going to be in terms of both teams making each other as uncomfortable as they've been in their path to the final?
Well, there's going to be times each team's going to have their pushes, and to think that we're just going to dominate for 60 minutes is pretty naive from us. They're a really good hockey team, and when they do have their pushes, hopefully we can limit how long that is going to be. We're very fortunate in the second period that Stu made some really big saves in the second because of the quality of chances that they had, and numerous of them. So. Very happy with our guys. Stick with it, regroup after the second period, and have a good push in the third period. And for the most part in overtime, I thought we were pretty good there too. But yeah, we know that they've got better, and hopefully we've got some better too.
We'll take a few more. Right side, front row.
Kris, just right here. Did we see the difference tonight between a Leon Draisaitl who was banged up in the Cup Final last year and a Leon Draisaitl who is theoretically healthier? Is there a big difference in how that can help your team this year?
Last year certainly he was banged up and not 100%, and I think a lot of our team wasn't also, just because of the way the series went. And I think it was a tough one last year, especially that 7-game series against Vancouver, and even the next one against Dallas. But this year, we've had 2 long breaks after series. We finished after 5, gave us a lot of time to recover, and just helped everybody. And, the injury aspect, we're pretty fortunate right now. Only missing Hyman, but everyone's pretty good to go. So, and I don't think we could say that last year. So, so it's definitely a benefit for us.
Right side, second row.
Kris, when you get the overtime and you get the power play with 2 minutes to go in the first overtime, are you thinking, lucky break over the glass, we have to score here? This is our chance. We don't want it going any deeper than this.
Well, it's definitely an opportunity for us to finish the game, but I don't think it was a situation where that was our only chance. And, if we didn't score there, I felt we could score after that. I don't think it was now or never. But it was nice to see them get the power play goal when they did, because I think last year our power play struggled early and not scoring goals. But I think early in the series, our power play was really good and did pretty much everything but put the puck in the net. Some goal posts, some good quality chances. The goalie probably made some saves. And then, then it kind of builds. Like, you didn't score the previous game, and then it started to weigh on your mind. The other team gets a lot of confidence. Tonight, nice to see that us get a big goal the way we did. And, it was a pretty nice power play goal too.
2 more, left side, third row.
Hey there, Kris. Your guys yesterday at Media Day, to a man, talked about how the experience of playing in the final last year transformed them. They were more comfortable this time, more confident this time. And I was just wondering if what you saw tonight spoke to that mindset.
I'm sure that that experience helped us, but I also think I've seen this team play like that numerous times throughout the playoffs, where we're down a goal in the third period, we need a big play, and I don't know, just we overcome so much adversity, whether it was the Vegas late goal that they end up winning with 0.4 seconds left, and then how we responded after that, or a couple games against LA where we scored late to give ourselves a chance. Numerous times we've been able to, just stick with it. And I saw that last year, the composure and just not getting rattled. And, tonight, playing against a very good team, great defensively, don't give up many opportunities to squander leads. And tonight we were pushing, and finally we were able to get that goal and tie it up. So, I think the experience helped a little bit last year being in the finals, but I just think this is a pretty mature team.
Last one, left side, front row.
Kris, essentially a full overtime tonight. In terms of deployment, you had 1 defenseman over 30 minutes. They had 3. In what could be a long series and a tight series, when you think about how that plays itself out, could that be advantageous for you?
Oh, well, I hope so. I hope it is. But, you know, we take a lot of pride in our depth that we have on our team. Our 6 defensemen, our 4 lines, we want to roll them. And in overtime, we had everyone contributing. You know, even our 4th line was playing quite regular shifts. And hopefully, you know, at this point, obviously you've got 2 good teams, and you know, your best players have to be your best players and step up and make key plays. But that depth is so important, and you know, I've been very happy with the depth that we've had. Like that Janmark, Podkolzin, and Arvidsson line has been really key for us in several series. You know, tonight I believe they were on the ice that forced the the puck over the glass. I believe they were on the ice just before. They were creating some momentum earlier in the game, and then we scored on that, and then obviously they did score a goal. So, you know, we're going to need all those 4 lines continuing playing the way we do, because we feel as good as our top players are, we feel our strength is our depth.